Hello. You may know from watching my other videos that I think the optimal strategy to play the game is to have Andrin, a carry, and 2 supports, where the supports funnel buffs into the carry, typically in the form of divine power. Today we're not going to be doing that. Instead, we'll be playing triple cold mage, synergizing on wet and chill. We're sacrificing a lot of utility to go full glass cannon, and we're forced to OTK because there's basically zero healing in the comp. So let's see how this experiment goes. We'll start with the divinations, the decks, the perks, and the pathing. For divinations, we rolled 12 fast, and on the first one we took this rain on Navalea. Note that Evelyn is not the primary carry, so I did not take Shatter here. We took a rain, an unstable power, and a frost nova. Nothing. A corrupted frostbolt and an unstable power. A rain and a trace. Nothing. An ice lance and an ice lance. A frost nova, a corrupted scroll of speed, and a corrupted ice lance. Nothing. A rain and a corrupted unstable power. Nothing. And then finally a shifting scroll and an ice lance. Okay, here we are about to head out of Act 1 town. And Andrin, the game plan is the same as usual. We're going to be using Trace, Vigilance, and Vigilance to dig for Chant of Initiative and Expert Tracker. Chant of Initiative will have to go to Navalea, and ideally Expert Tracker too. Any excess energy will be looking for Uproot. Nav goes next, and her job is to scroll of speed Evelyn and Amelia with a corrupted version and a yellow version respectively. We'll be trying to get as much Inspire as possible on Amelia, and at least one on Evelyn, because she has the Inspire Draws 2 perk, and we'll be doing that with Helping Hand or Transmission. Ideally, we can get off a Piercing Howl, and throw out a couple of Rains too, because we have the Wet increases cold damage perk. Evelyn's up next after Nav, and her job is to Cold Spark, Rain, Frost Nova, and if possible get a few transmissions on Amelia. And then Amelia is our primary carry of the 3. We're going to be doing Frost Novas to build up Spell Sword, Shatter to take advantage of all the chill that we've accumulated, Ice Lance, a few enemies, and then Eldritch Discharge to finish them off. Now this is all straightforward stuff until we get to the perks. Nothing really to write home about on page 1. We're playing this in case we play Invisibility. On page 2 is where it gets a little bit spicy. So I'm playing with the All Extreme Corruptor mod, which means there's quite a high likelihood of Thorn's Proliferation appearing somewhere in the run. So we're starting the combat with 1 Reinforce, but unfortunately it drops off on Amelia's pop-off turn, so we would still be susceptible to the pierce damage from Thorns. So to compensate for that, we're doing charges +1, so she still will have Reinforce when she pops off. And not only that, but we're also spending more points on Taunt, increases Pierce Resist by 10% per charge. And we're going to be playing Ice Barrier. At level 3 at proc Spell Sword, we can get some block if we applied Self Chill, and it will give us 2 Taunt, which will increase our Pierce resistances further. There's such a lack of healing and tech against Thorns in this comp that I'm investing 10 perk points just for Thorn's Proliferation tech. And then the remaining perks, Amelia, obviously go into the Elemental Tree. We are doing powerful increases, damage by 10%, just in case we get some good sources of powerful. We will still use that for Shatter to scale it in the late game. And then obviously we're going all the way down these trees as well as Wet. As for Andrin's perks, we're going slow because I'm actually pathing through Feyborg. I use the Seed Checker website, and I know there's a pet trainer in Feyborg, so the plan is to corrupt Wolfie, so we're going to go slow. Markers for obvious reasons. We are going to be boosting stealth a little bit to help Amelia out. Vulnerable because of Uproot, and Andrin's very perk light, so he's going to be chipping in, making sure that Cold reduces speed for every 4 charges instead of every 5 for our speed control strategy. On Navalea, we perked Fast because of Scroll of Speed. We perked Slow and Vulnerable because of Piercing Howl. We didn't have enough for cold damage, but we are going all the way down the chill tree because we're going to be playing Blizzard, and for that same reason we also went Wet. And I really do like the Inspire Draws 2 perk on the support characters, so we're playing this on Navalea. And then finally Evelyn. Pretty vanilla stuff on page 1, all gold shards, speed and energy. Page 2 will have maximum charges of vulnerable increased by 1. And then on the elemental page, all the way down the chill tree for obvious reasons, all the way down the cold tree, and we'll have Wet increase cold damage by 1 per charge, and Inspire Draws 2 for similar reasons to Navalea. As for equipment, right now we do not have any. We're sticking with what we've got. There's nothing that really jumped out in the shop. Although I did check the caravan. I do save the game and I check the caravan and then go back to the town. I go over how to do this, my high scoring primer. So I do check the caravan. There's a nice item in there, but nothing for now in this shop. Last thing I'll mention is we're leaving Act 1 town very, very surprisingly with 850 shards. Usually I try and spend absolutely every shard that I can to maximize early power level, but I felt like we're in really good shape and we're actually going to be spending so many shards later. You've got things like Mana Gem, you've got things like Blizzard, that I'm happy to save some shards, but this is very unusual that we have 850 shards leaving Act 1 town, but we're going to need those later. So let's head out. We will go into the caravan, and the item that I'm referring to is this Cold Book, which we're actually going to replace the timepiece with Cold Book. The extra damage and the draw for their additional reach, I think, is worth it, even though we're cannibalizing an item on Amelia. And then unusually, normally I go the high score path, which is down here. You fight the sheep, you fight the farmer, but for this run, because it's a little bit unconventional, I'm actually going to go up and take honest work for the Dark Miasma in the hatch, and take that path thing instead. Alright, we'll start the trace as per usual. We have 2 Chant of Initiatives in the deck, so I'm going to get rid of this one so I can get to set up and keep chaining through the deck. We're looking for Scavenge and Adrenaline. Perfect, we found them. Scavenge back the setup. Still looking for the Chant of Initiative, there it is. Always chant Navalea. Feel safe enough to Expert Tracker her as well. I think I'll get rid of 2 Rains. Really hoping for a transmission. We'll uproot and trace Evelyn. Don't think we need this Mana Gem. Pass the turn. Okay, on Navalea, we scroll of speed and we scroll of speed. We'll be doing that every single fight. We'll give some Inspire to Evelyn, Rain, and Piercing Hell, the enemies. Nice. Rain, rain, rain. We'll transmission Amelia twice as well. Okay, we will rain and draw a card with our Cold Book. Unstable power, draw again. Should be more than enough, oh yeah. There you go. Pretty comfortable fight one. I do like book 1. I really like it, but it's going to sit on top of our deck. It's very early to take it. So I'm umming and ahhing about this, and I think I'm not going to take it just because it's going to pollute the top of the deck for a long, long time until we get to Act 2. And I'll just buy one in Act 2. Could be a mistake. I don't know. At Honest Work, we normally take this one for the rope. Amelia has a character event, which gets us some shards as well. So we go from 930 to 1010, and we still get the rope, which is nice. And our first Corruptor fight is Armageddon. Perfect. We have no money for the shop, so I'm going to take the card remove in case we pick up some good cards and get rid of some of the bad ones. Trace as per usual. Don't need any of these. We draw, we draw. Keep drawing. Looking for Adrenaline. We're guaranteed to find it. Adrenaline, uproot, chant, Expert Tracker. We'll keep the rain. Keep transmission on the top of the deck. That's very nice. We really like transmission here as well. Pass to Nav. Scroll of speed, scroll of speed. Early game is very smooth because we have flat damage, but we don't have multipliers. And it's not until we hit the late game where we really suffer for the lack of multipliers. So we're pretty safe at the moment. Oh, this is nice. Full Inspire and Energize on Amelia. Lots of wet. Pass the turn. We'll draw. We'll draw off our Frost Nova. Have so much damage here. Shut in. Lovely. Like I said, very safe. Flat damage is good. Don't need the Scroll of Speed. Don't need anything here. We'll definitely take another Shatter. Big payoff card on Amelia. We'll take a Scavenge on Andrin. For card removes, I think I'm umming and ahhing between this unstable power and this unstable power. This one's obviously free. This one is a card draw, but it costs us energy. I want to spend all the energy. So, I don't know. I think it's close. I'm going to take this one out for now because this one is just free. And we'll take out the slice. Let's see how we do. This, okay, couple of broken bones. This is we suffer for not having Cornelius in the party. But we'll find a way to handle those. And then we are going to come down here for Dark Miasma. So we'll come here and we'll tie up this pig for the furries that are into that kind of thing. I'm going to skip the fight. We absolutely demolish the other two pigs. And then we'll pick things back up at this node here. Okay, we're up against Noxious Parasites, which I hate because it shuffles these annoying hatches into the deck. We found the line though. I'm going to draw. Double deflect. Adrenaline for energy. Chant Nav as always. Can Hunter's Mark this wolf. Tracker Nav. Get rid of everything here. And then we'll trace Amelia. Get rid of this nasty hatch and broken bone. Actually to get rid of this Ice Lance. And Shatter. We're not going to have enough energy to Shatter. So you'll see why in a second. Scroll, scroll. Draw onto Evelyn. We don't need to Vengeance, don't need to damage Nav. Could probably get through without it. Okay, we'll get this Cold Spark out of the deck. I would like to do more damage to the Squirrel. I do need to slow the Squirrel. Squirrel's going to go first, which is very annoying. we'll receive damage, so we'll rain, and we should still have enough chill to get him behind Amelia. And we'll Frostbolt Jasper. Pass the turn. We'll draw with our rain. And you see we have 6 energy and 6 to spend, which is why I got rid of the Shatter. Triple Frost Nova, and then an Ice Lance each should take care of the job. Closer than I thought it would be, to be fair. Okay, for rewards, not taking any of this. And then we get the Dark Miasma, which is fantastic. Obviously, the extra energy is definitely the best part of this, but the powerful, it actually helps Amelia a little bit. We do have Shatter, which is a lot of base damage, and we do also have Spell Sword, which gives us some base damage. So the multiplier from powerful, this is why I went on the powerful perk just on Amelia only. We do have some base damage increases on Amelia through Shatter and Spell Sword, so the powerful from Dark Miasma is not insignificant either. And then we absolutely obliterate these guys. So I'm going to skip this fight and see you in the Belfield. We are level 2 with Andrin, so we have Wild Hunt, and we're level 2 with Evelyn. So we have enchant weapons. Unfortunately, we're still level 1 with Nav and Amelia because we failed the hatch entry. I would have really liked to have Regal Cold for this fight. I think it's touch and go between Arcane Reflux and Regal Cold, but for this run, I would like the chill charges and the extra damage, so I'm going to go Regal Cold. I'm going to show you a cool trick with Wild Hunt. We see it in the top 6 cards. I'm actually going to trace absolutely everything off the top of the deck. I'm going to trace almost everything again off the top of the deck, apart from Dark Miasma. We'll Wild Hunt, and we'll draw. I'm going to trigger Exhaust. And because Wild Hunt is predicated on energy spent, I'm going to Chant of Initiative for 2, get Belfiur up to 17 mark. We obviously have to Chant of Initiative Nav ahead of him. And we'll Expert Tracker, and because we have Piercing Howl, I don't need the Scrolls of Speed, because as you'll see in a second, when I pass the turn to Nav, Piercing Howl is going to put him behind Eve and Amelia, and the turn order is exactly as we intended. So we'll draw, we'll rain, and I could Vengeance if I want, get a bit of extra damage. I don't think I'll need it, so probably save the life and give an Inspire to each, passing the turn. Now, Evelyn, we have too many cards and not enough energy, so Shifting Scroll for a cheap card and ditch this Frost Nova. We'll increase the cold damage with Rain. Chunk him down. Pass turn. Already good damage on him. Okay, we'll draw and trigger Spell Sword with Frost Nova. We can't afford this one, so we'll just start Ice Lancing to build up, yeah, chill for Shatter, and we have more than enough damage here. We can do this and this for some overkill. Perfect. Okay, let's see what we get. This is 2 RNG for me, so I'm not going to take it. Normally I love Infuriate on carry nav, but she's not doing that this run. Evocation, it does trigger once we get level 3, but it's a tempo loss, so I'm not going to take this. I don't think we need it right now. As far as the items go, we'll take an Icy Wand, I think, on Evelyn for just a tiny damage increase. Well, it's definitely not better than Cold Book on Amelia. And I like Speed on Navalea. We won't take anything else. We'll head out, and the pathing here we got to the rift, come down to Otis, up to the forest border, down to the river path, but in the spirit of expediency, we'll rejoin the run at the Dryad fight in the forest glade. Gonna take some damage here from the Dryad. We have no healing, so hopefully we don't take much more. Okay, yeah, we picked up this Chant of Initiative. I'm not going to do any crazy stanza 2 shenanigans with this, but it is nice that it's free. Draw, I'm going to take another peek on the top. I think I'm going to get rid of all this. Keep Scavenge, looking for setup if possible. Okay, we don't find it, so I'm going to get this Deflect back. Hopefully, yeah, okay, we find one now. I'm going to Scavenge back this Uproot, because we have the energy to afford 2 of them, which we're going to do. We'll uproot the Dryad. Take a look at Now's deck. Dryad's already been, so same thing, we don't need these Scrolls of Speed. Not sure if we even need the Piercing Hell either, we already have good Vulnerable on the mini-boss. Usual plan, at least for the early game. We'll transition into a triple carry, but for now, that's the usual plan. Okay, we'll draw. Get this Cold Spark. We have enough energy, so I'm going to ditch this Ice Lance. And Rain twice to get a bit more damage. I'm not sure if that's correct. Mana Gem, Frost Nova, chunk her down. Pass turn. We're level 2, so we have our Regal Cold. We'll build up some Spell Sword with our Frost Novas. Very nice. While we have Spell Sword, we'll Ice Lance. And look, we have good amount of damage here to finish her off. As far as the rewards go, I think I should have taken this. For some reason I did not. I think it's a good card. I didn't take it. In hindsight, should have taken it. We held Nav's level up. Not sure if we really need it right now, so we're holding it for a shuffle. Loot the Moonstone, and here I think I'm very poor. I need money, so we'll definitely upgrade the leather boots. War Banner is touch and go on Amelia. I can see a reason for taking it, but I need gold really badly, and Forest Crown's a must take on Andrin. So we'll head up this path, and I'll see you at Ylmer. Okay, here we are against Ylmer, and a couple of things. We, from an equipment standpoint, we found a corrupted quill in a shop from a corruptor, which is very, very good on Evelyn. We'll be playing books in Act 2, and we have these corrupted rift shards on Amelia, just for some more chill application. We do have a second transmission on Navalea, and we found this unupgraded Shatter on the way as well. So let's start off here, and let's take a look. Get rid of all these so I can scavenge into the setup. And what we'll do here is we'll actually trace, get rid of these two, keep the Shatters, it's gonna be good damage, and then I'll scavenge back this trace to the top of the deck. Definitely gonna try and change that to yellow. We'll put this uproot back, and we'll have this as 3 vulnerable instead of 2 on Ylmer. We'll expert track and nav, and we don't need the Scrollers of Speed. They're very slow. You'll see that Amelia's character interaction is extremely good. They're very slow. We'll keep 1 Rain. I think. And then we'll trace Evelyn. I think just getting rid of this shifting scroll is fine. Pass turn to Nav. He will draw. Okay, good. We'll transmission Amelia. Inspire Eve. We'll hit. we'll hit and apply a bit of chill here. Passing turn. Okay, we'll draw with Tomato. Rain, Cold Spar. We can't afford this Frost Nova, unfortunately. So we'll Ice Lance, Frostbolt, pass the turn to Amelia. With full 10 energy, and we'll get some Spell Sword from Frost Nova, get some more from Frost Nova. There's an interesting decision here. Obviously, Spell Sword procs when you play a spell with 2 or more costs. So there's an argument that I could Shatter first to build up Spell Sword to make Ice Lance do more damage. So let's just see what that would look like. So if I do Shatter now, Shatter, now up to 4 Spell Sword, which is buffing the Ice Lances. And let's try and get Yilma down. We are just not going to make it, 34. So I'm going to go back into Amelia's turn, try it a different way instead. And this is where you see the power of resist reduction. Shatter does not apply chill. So we'll Frost Nova again. And this time we'll apply the chill from Ice Lance. They're obviously not buffed from Spell Sword, so they're doing less damage. But now the chill application, the multiplier effect on Shatter is huge. So if I Shatter and Shatter again, you see we have Overkill. So that order is better despite the fact that we don't get Spell Sword. So interesting decisions to make. Let's finish him off with the OTK. That's very nice. We'll 100% be taking Cold Snap. That's an amazing pickup. It's like 500 shards worth of card. Don't need Tome of Intellect on Navalea. Don't need any of this on Andrin. And Scroll of Intellect, yellow, is just a deck thinner, which is great. So it's just means you can play an even thinner deck than usual. So I'm going to take this on Amelia. You can see we haven't leveled up Navalea yet, just don't need it. From an item standpoint, I really need gold because I'm going to buy Wolfie in Act 2, so I'm just trying to save as much gold as possible. And then going to head to Feyborg, so see you there for Act 2. Okay, here we are about to head out of Act 2 town. And Andrin's deck's pretty straightforward. We upgraded the sub-route, otherwise there's nothing really to write home about. We took out 1 Chant of Initiative, very straightforward stuff. On Navalea, we have our 2 transmissions. We skinnied down the deck a little bit. We kept this Vengeance just in case we need some single target damage. Raton, for example, is immune to chill, so we kept this just in case. Otherwise, it's a very similar game plan. Evelyn, we picked up that Cold Snap. We bought another one. We have 2 Frost Novas to Cold Snap those back. We're going to get those into the discard pile, either by tracing them in there or putting them in there with Shifting Scroll. So our plan is to prime the enemies with as much chill as possible. And of course, try and put transmissions on Amelia too. And then Amelia, we bought a Cold Snap. I regret my decision not to take Ice Cold Barrage, so I bought one, a blue one, which means you can target and then apply some self-chill. We took out a few Frost Novas. We took out 1 of the Shatters. I thought maybe 3 might be too much, so we have 2 Shatters. Kept the Scroll of Intellect, kept obviously a Regal Cold. And Ice Barrier is our Thorns Proliferation tech. So we're going to be doing self-application of chill through Regal Cold and Ice Cold Barrage. And we're going to be dispelling that chill to give ourselves a lot of block to try and get away through Thorns Proliferation, which I'm very, very scared of because our comp lacks healing. I could get some healing in the form of Drain Life, but it's not going to be enough. But hopefully Ice Barrier will get the job done. We have Wolfie because we have the pet trainer. And I didn't have enough money, so I bought Daily. Usually I like to get Rifty, but Daily's going to have to suffice for now. Very cheap. So let's head out of town. I do use the seed checker, so I'm going to be pathing across here through the pet trainer, up across, and we'll meet Charles over here and go down the ladder. Not going to give them money, cannot afford it. We'll upgrade Wolfie, which is going to be fantastic. Turn 1, slow, and vulnerable, which is why we perked slow on Andrin. And then for our first corrupt fight, we'll take the resources here against heavy weaponry. Corrupted Wolfie, already doing some work slowing them down. Unfortunately, they're immune to vulnerable because of heavy weaponry. And to that point, we'll get rid of Uproot. Probably get rid of Wild Hunt too. Don't think I'm going to need that. We'll draw, and we will get back this trace, I think. Take a look in the deck. Stick the setup and discard pile. Pull it out again. Don't need this adrenaline. I'll still keep speeding up Navalea and Evelyn just so I can get rid of the scroll of speed at the top of Nav's deck. I think we can get rid of this. Keep the Inspire and the Energize. We'll take a look on the top. We'll ditch the Frost Nova. I think we'll ditch the Mana Gem too. Yep, still like that. Pass turn. This Piercing Howl is useless. We'll Transmission Amelia. Helping Hand. And pass turn. And we have this Quill, so I can actually use my Shifting Scroll to deck thin. I'm going to drop this Frost Nova. Nice. We'll keep drawing with Broccoli. Oh, very nice. And we'll draw again with Scroll of Intellect. Perfect. We'll Rain, 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 Cold Spark. And now we can actually Cold Snap back the Frost Novas. Play them both for free. Insane value. Cold Snap is just bonkers. I feel so bad for Lightning Manual compared to Cold Snap. Look at this. That's absolutely crazy. Priming the enemies, and then we'll Frost Weapons Amelia, pass the turn. Look how damaged they are already. Before we get to our supposed carry. We can Regal Cold and build up some Spell Sword. And then I honestly think that maybe Shatter just gets the job done. Very close. Well, yeah, because of the Regal proc. Tons of rewards. I do think we'll take this Helping Hand. I really like it on Navalea as a way to proc Duality. So we'll take that. I don't think we'll take this. And next fight. Ah, perfect. Thorns Proliferation. This is what we were attacking for. Let's see if we can do it. All right, here we are against the dreaded Thorns Proliferation. We're in the pop-off turn. You can see I primed the enemies as much as possible with Wet. I did not play any damaging cards whatsoever on Navalea and Evelyn to preserve their life. And we're quite lucky that the Squirrel has accumulated no Thorns. We would obviously hit the lowest one possible as we're starting to accumulate our Self-Chill, which we will do with Regal Cold into Ice Cold Barrage. And again, Squirrel, we're going to target him because of no Thorns. We already have 35 Self-Chill. That is a lot of Self-Chill, so I'm going to start with an Ice Barrier. 175 block should be more than enough. So Frost Nova, I think we'll draw. Okay, very nice. We'll Cold Snap back the Frost Nova. Frost Nova again. Not quite killing Hugo, so I'm going to Ice Lance him. We'll Shatter. And throw one Icicle Barrage out. And I think we'll take like 1 damage. Yeah, 1 damage. Bit sloppy. Probably could have been 0. Squall's kind of interesting. I'm not sure we need it on Evelyn. I think our 2 Frost Novas are fine. And I'm very happy with that. We had like 55 Pierce Resist with the Taunt, with Reinforce, and obviously the Ice Barrier doing some serious work there to help us from Thorns Proliferation. Very happy. Nothing to do here, and we'll take an Equipment Shop. This is tough. Melancholy into some very resistant enemies, so let's see how we go. Okay, here we are against Melancholy. They have plus 15 resistances, and one of the downsides of playing a comp like this is you can run into some pretty harsh combinations. So the Draconoid has 75% cold resist and is immune to chill, and it's going to be a real problem for the team. It's not the end of the world that Shredder is immune to slow, but this guy is a problem child for this fight. We do find the line, let's go through it together. We'll trace everything off the top of the deck that is not Expert Tracker, and we'll pull out the setup as per usual, drawing and putting the SAD back on top of the deck. Now usually we Expert Tracker Navalea, but we're not going to do that this time. We're going to trace her because we have to use this Expert Tracker on Evelyn because we're really trying to dig for enchant weapons to transform Amelia's damage to lightning so that we can handle this Draconoid instead of cold. We'll uproot Chant of Initiative, pull back out the trace for a bit of deck manipulation. We'll stick this one on Amelia. Get rid of all this, including Shatter, because we have Cold Snap to get Shatter back for cheap. We'll pass the turn and do the usual Scrolls of Speed. Transmissions on our teammates respectively. Helping Hand, pass the turn. Now Evelyn, we need enchant weapons. And first thing I'm going to do is pull out a Frost Nova. We'll get rid of this one. And we draw with the Quill. We'll draw again with the Quill. There's enchant weapons, that's what we need. And I would normally Cold Spark here, but I'm actually going to Cold Snap back because we need Wet. I want to do more damage because basically we have to deal with Draconoid. So I'm going to do Wet. We'll play Frost Nova. We'll get back even more Wet. And we'll play Rain. And now I can Cold Spark just for a little bit more damage on the Draconoid. Like I said, the whole fight is basically, can we kill the Draconoid? So we'll do electric weapons this time on Amelia. Frost Nova, Transmission Amelia, so she's up to 5. Inspire. And, oh, perfect. Thank you very much, Daily. hitting Draconoid. And we'll Regal Cold. We will build up some Spell Sword. We draw and we draw again. Now Icicle Barrage will give us some Spell Sword, but we have 9 cards in hand, so I have to throw one away to get full value from Icicle Barrage, which I'll do now. Now we have the 3 Icicles. And now I'm going to use all of the electric weapons. I really don't want to waste this, so I'm going to use all of this on the Draconoid. Let's see, whittling him away with lightning damage instead of... I think we're probably safe now. So we'll Cold Snap back our Frost Nova and Shatter. It's a healthy amount of damage. We would never ever have got him that low using Cold. Okay, we will do this on Stormbringer. I think it should be okay. Yes. We'll discharge first. Hey, just got through. That was brutal. Spent a bit of time on this fight trying to figure out the line. I could not do it without changing the damage to lightning, which is pretty cool. We get rewarded with an unbelievable Shatter. Normally, Amelia is our Shatterer, but this one, it's just the scaling is so good on the Corrupted one. So we'll take this on Evelyn. We'll skip an Icicle Barrage on Navalea. That's not really her role in this comp. And the Shop, we'll take this Proficient on Navalea. She has a lot of skills, and I like the card draw. Okay, we will steal from the dead. We'll sell this Horn to Charles, and we level up. And one of the nice things about having Amelia is that we have a very, very good chance to get in here without taking any injuries. Hey, and we get through. You can see I am going to go up here across the Icy Bridge, and the fight that we're going to take is a free upgrade with Noxious Parasites. I'm going to level up Evelyn, level up Navalea, level up Amelia with Time Loop. I think I prefer this one for this run. And we'll keep, there's no reason to level up Andrin. We'll keep him at level 2 for now. And let's jump in and see how we do. Hatch already messing with us. We'll trace. Don't think we need those, but we'll keep the rest. Looking for a scavenge. We find one. Very nice. Keep chaining. We actually don't need this Chant of Initiative. Navalea is fast enough. So we'll Expert Tracker her. Looking for a transmission, so we'll do it like that, and then we'll trace Amelia. I think all nice. Getting rid of these, keeping the Cold Snap. Another Hatch. One of the downsides of being so draw efficient is you're going to draw the Hatch a lot. We will draw, okay, from our Proficient, and then we'll chuck this at Mooga, I think it's, I have no idea. We'll proc our Quill. I don't think we're going to use this chance here. Okay, thanks very much, Hatch. Do this. And we can go back to using Frost Weapons on Amelia, which is nice. think we'll double transmission so she gets the full draw on all the energize. Oh, nice. We're up to full energy. And another hatch. Should have known. Frost Nova looking good. Same thing as before. We'll go down to 8 cards before we proc. Oh, nice. Okay, we'll go down to 8 before we proc Icicle Barrage. And then I think we should just have more than enough, right? Yeah. Let's wait. Overkill. Perfect. Super strong. Don't need any of this. Don't need Shatter. Navalea is not our Shatterer. Don't need these. Okay, we're going to make Scroll of Intellect Nate and its card draw with Quill, which is really nice. Navalea, no really good candidates. I think we'll just do a Helping Hand or something. The only one on Amelia that we have is Frost Nova. We'll upgrade that. Andrin, for energy efficiency, I'm feeling a little bit risky. I'll take a 0 cost Chart of Initiative. We're so fast. Maybe I'll change this back, but for now I'll take it as a 0. And one of the nice things about playing Evelyn is her jewelry is trash, so we are happy to give it to the donate it to the blob gods to get our little blob. And I am going to put it on Evelyn for her sacrifice, and we won't take anything obviously on anyone else. And you've seen the game plan, so just what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip up to Ratone. He's immune to chill as well, and let's see if we can deal with him. Ratone, he's a beefy boy. He's immune to chill, but his cold resist is 42 down to 32 already because of vulnerable. So our goal is to put as much wet and vulnerable on him as possible to maximize our cold damage. We'll start by drawing, we'll trace ourselves, and we're going to put all of these into the discard pile, pulling back out the setup as per usual. Navalea is fast enough, so we don't need the Chant of Initiative. We'll Adrenaline and our game plan. Vulnerable, as much vulnerable as possible. So we'll Expert, Track, and Nav. We actually don't need the Scroll of Speed because I'm looking for Piercing Howl. We'll keep the Reins, we need Wet. And I think I'll ditch one Helping Hand. Now we'll trace Amelia. I think we get rid of these. Looking for Cold Snap. And we will trace Evelyn. And we'll fetch this Rain out later with Cold Snap. Okay, we will discount. Very nice. Discount. We don't really need. We don't have a big energy sink yet for duality, and we'll skip Evelyn ahead of Ratone here. Again, vulnerable and wet. We're doing our job. Immune to chill. So we will look. We can just use Tomato actually to get her ahead, and we will draw again. I think like this. Yeah. Okay. Then we'll Shifting Scroll. We'll stick a Shatter in the discard pile. Nice. We're up to a lot of energy here. So we're going to transmission again. We will Cold Snap out the Rain and a Shatter, I think. We can Rain, Frost Nova. I don't think we need more. We just want to get damage on him, basically. Yeah, look, 29 is, I mean, it's not terrible. And then we'll pass the turn. We draw a Miasma anyway, so we're up to 10. And I'm not going to Regal Cold first. I actually want to build up some Spell Sword. So we're going to Frost Nova and draw. And because he's immune to chill, I might as well just Shatter now to get Spell Sword, because it will scale up the rest of our spells. We can Regal Cold and get Spell Sword again from Icicle Barrage. Look at that. And then we can start chipping away slowly but surely at him. Okay, very good. We'll Cold Snap back our Ice Lances. And we're just whittling him away. Are we going to get there? Maybe just. Hey, just made it through. Close call. Oh, wow. Okay. Scroll of Intellect. Amazing. Blizzard, amazing, so expensive. We wanted to buy one on Navalea, and we got one here. Upgraded as part of the rewards. Don't need anything else here. This is an incredible pickup. It's going to save us so many shards. As far as the rewards go, I'll put Neverfrost on Evelyn. I'm not going to put Ice Orb on Navalea because we're going to take Freezing Ink on her shortly anyway. But Sapphire Ring's really good. We might play Equivalent Exchange. And so this is just a way to redistribute the energy. So I'll put Sapphire Ring. And then I might put Frozen Heirloom on Amelia just for the extra chill charge. Nothing on Andrin. Okay, we'll head out. We have one more fight before the boss. And it's the Thorns Proliferation. So let's test out our tech again. And we certainly don't want this to disintegrate. And let's see how we do. Alright, I'm actually going to dip the uproot here. I think, keep drawing. We have another uproot in the deck, so I'm going to keep drawing, thinning the deck. Draw. We'll scavenge back the trace. We have 6 cards to look at. We'll stick Wild Hunt, set up Adrenaline, and then we'll get the setup back out. Draw. We don't need this chant for initiative. Navalea is fast enough, and we'll trace Amelia. Gonna ditch the Shatter, Ice Lance. Ice Lance will get this back with Cold Snap. We'll pull back this trace. Put it on Evelyn. And I'm gonna Cold Snap back these Rains. Not gonna do damage with Evelyn or Navalea to suffer from Thorns. We'll keep these 2 books to proc Quill. Don't need Shifting Scroll anymore. In this fight at least. Like I said, we're not gonna do damage. We're gonna keep all the non-damaging cards and then finish with an Uproot to get rid of as many Thorns as possible. We do need to speed the team up. It's going to do that. Scroll for you, scroll for you, transmission for you, transmission for you, helping hand for you, no helping hand for you. You already have your Inspire. You pass turn. We'll draw twice from the Quilly. Scroll, scroll, Rain, Cold Snap back our Rains. Again, not doing any damage to the enemies, so we don't suffer from Thorns. Give you a bit more energy, and I think we can pass the turn. Nice, we hit Lava Elemental with the lowest amount of Thorns. And Ice Barrier is still in deck. I'll play Regal Cold. We will draw, and we will proc our Regal Cold. And we have 9 cards in hand, so I'm going to do this. Ice Barrage to get our value. The value, and then so we're only at, we've taken a very, very small amount of damage. Look how much Thorns they have. This would be definite death to finish them off, but instead we're going to gain 255 block, which is absolutely bonkers. We'll Frost Nova, pull back, Shatter and Frost Nova. We will Frost Nova again, throw an Ice Lance this way. Ice Lance for Phil, and we will Shatter and finish them off with a discharge. It took 7 damage. So I'm loving this tech. It's been really great. I'm not going to take anything here. Omnipotence is card disadvantage, so I'm not going to take that. Nothing here either. Might as well level up Andrin for the health, and we'll take this roll. See if we can get some XP. Perfect. Now we'll fight the final boss. We're up against Feyborg, coincidentally in the town of Feyborg. What are the chances? And we'll get rid of these 2. Wild Hunts on the top. That's really nice. We'll start proccing it by chaining through the deck, spending all our energy. Keep going. Stick the charm back. Excellent. We have 6 vulnerable and 30 mark on turn 1, and he's down to 75 resist. He starts at like 95. We already have 6 vulnerable, only down to 75. We'll trace an Ice Barrier, Ice Lance, and a Shatter to the discard pile. scavenge out that trace, stick it on Evelyn. We'll ditch these keeper scrolls. Andrin is such a good character. Oh my god. He's fantastic. Okay, end the turn. We do need to speed up our team. Scroll for you, helping hand for you, helping hand for you. Nice, we got our vulnerable. We'll rain. Pass turn to Eve. Alright, we'll draw, and we'll start raining. We're not going to have enough energy, unfortunately, to play this Shatter, but we will Frost Nova, we'll Transmission for a bit more energy, and Frost Weapons. Amelia, passing turn. We're in a good spot. He's now down to 26 chill resist, and we'll start with Regal Cold, and we'll proc it with a Frost Nova just to build up some Spell Sword. Again with an Ice Lance. We're now down to 8 cards, so I feel good about Icicle Barraging. And he's already at minus 63. We're just prepping for the payoff in the form of Shatter. That is pretty nuts. Look at this. Okay, now we can play our payoff card, but he's already at minus 95 and basically 0 health. So finish him off. Very strong. Feeling very good about that. Ice Comet is awful. I'm not going to play that. Not going to play this. We do love a Cold Snap, as you probably can tell. And then in terms of the items, I don't think we're taking any of this on Evelyn. I will take Freezing Ink. We deliberately didn't take the weapon earlier because it's just a waste of a slot. Because we're going to be taking Freezing Ink on Nav, which is going to be incredible. I think it's touch and go between Frozen Tear and Rift Shards. I think I prefer the status, actually, especially because we're using this as Thorn's Proliferation tech, that we need more chill charges, so I'm not going to take Frozen Tear. And nothing on Andrin either. Okay, we are headed to Aquafall. I'll see you there. And here we are about to head out. Andrin's deck is perfect. It's basically the same. It's going to stay the same throughout the rest of the run, pretty much. Amelia, we have the Cold Snap, but we were unable to upgrade it because this was a very shard-intensive Act 3. We trimmed the deck a little bit with a couple of Ice Lances that came out to keep it to a lean 15 plus the Dark Miasma. We, of course, still have our Thorn's Proliferation tech in the form of Ice Barrier. When I say shard-intensive, I'm talking about Blizzard. So on Navalea, we upgraded the Blizzard to blue, so it applies wet. We're going with a Bookworm, Shifting Scroll, and Cold Snap package. Did I mention that I like the card Cold Snap to get back Blizzard for cheap? We'll also be using a few procs and Duality to make it cheaper, and we'll almost be guaranteed to get Blizzard in every fight with Navalea. We'll be proccing our Freezing Ink with 4 different books we have as candidates: Scroll of Intellect, Shifting Scroll, Scroll of Speed, to again get more wet and chill on the enemies. I bought Bluff because it's a good deck thinner, and it also procs Duality. You can see we're kind of short on warrior cards, so Helping Hand's going to proc Duality, Bluff's going to proc Duality. On Evelyn, we spent another 800 or so shards on Blizzard, and similarly we have a Bookworm package where we're going to be getting a Shifting Scroll. We already have 1 in 8, and we're going to put Blizzard into the discard pile as much as possible. We're not doing Frost Nova anymore, we're doing Blizzard. It's very, very good. So we're changing Cold Snap to blue to make this cost 3, if possible, when we're digging out the discard pile. And we're going to be launching as many of these as possible to prime the enemies for Shatter from Amelia. In terms of the equipment, we basically didn't change anything. I'm saving money. I was very greedy, keeping daily instead of Rifty. Maybe could have taken Rifty, but I want to buy the boat for XP. I did, however, buy a Butcher Block, as you can see here on Amelia. It's more card draw. We really want to dig into the deck on Amelia. So Butcher Block is a good candidate to do that. So with that in mind, we're going to head out, and our first fight, we're going to be coming up across here, down here, just a normal high scoring path up into the cave. And our first fight is Heavenly Armaments for some resources. This fight's a great showcase of what Amelia is capable of. Get rid of those. Keep moving. Up against heavily armaments here, which can be quite tough. Usual drill, we don't need both these chunks. Double up root, nice resist reduction. Expert tracker nav. We get rid of these three. We actually don't need the second. We apply so much chill that we don't need the second scroll of speed. They'll be slower than Amelia. Do this. I'm actually gonna trace Evelyn again. Get rid of Blizzard and Shifting Scroll. Pass turn to Nav. We'll dig Book out the deck, and we will Shifting Scroll it into the discard pile. This is the combo that we're playing. We'll draw and draw. We'll bring it back, and we'll start discounting it with Duality. Incredibly good. We'll give a transmission to Evelyn. We'll Scroll of Speed Evelyn, and you can see we procced freezing a few times. Unfortunately, we have Scroll of Intellect still in the deck to proc it an extra time. And we'll pass turn to Evelyn, and you'll see that they're actually going to go after Amelia, so we did not need that second Scroll of Speed. We'll proc our Quill and give Inspire and Energize to Amelia, drawn through the entire deck here. Just for some extra chill application, I'm actually going to put Frost Weapons on ourselves like this. We'll Cold Snap back Blizzard. We can obviously play that again. It's only 3. And this is where Amelia's really gonna pop off. Look at her, she's so strong, so strong. I'm not gonna take anything here, I'm not gonna take this Winter Orb. Don't need it. But yeah, the power of Amelia. Very, very good. And I saved money just because you get good XP from the boat. So I don't want to use this boat. It is really good XP. And then we're up against Sub-Zero. They counter Corruptor against the damage that we're doing. Let's see how we go. Alright, Squirrel's pretty quick and he's immune to Slow, but that's okay because we have Chill on Navalea. Take a look at the top 6. Oh my god, what a beautiful top 6. If I could design a top 6 for Andrin, it would always look like this, and I'm going to keep all of it. We'll most likely chain through the entire deck with this top 6. Yeah, for sure. We have a Dark Masmer in there somewhere. Keep drawing. Okay, maybe it's in the bottom. Hopefully it's not the bottom card. Oh, perfect. Oh, this is what we came for. Top 6 is like that. Uproot. We'll Expert Tracker Nav. We don't need this Scroll of Speed. Let me get rid of all of this. Gonna keep Shifting Scroll to put Blizzard in the bin. And I think we can get rid of these. This looks good. Pass turn. Gonna slow Squirrel down with Nav. We'll put the Blizzard in the discard pile. Gonna give a little bit of Energize over here. We'll draw. Oh, nice, a double buff. Make it cheaper. Get more of our discounts. Duality, just unbelievable. And yeah, Nav has her. Evelyn has her Inspire. Perfect. We're getting them down, getting the resistances down. We'll put Blizzard in the bin, just like usual. Amazing combo. We'll keep drawing. We'll probably play Blizzard twice again. Don't have quite enough energy for a transmission. And we'll let Amelia go this time. We'll give her the Frost Weapons instead, so she has a chance to play. And we should be good. We'll do Regal Cold and a Frost Nova, and we'll Cold Snap back, Double Shatter, and It's just so much damage. Yeah, oh my god. There you go against the counter corruptor. We are not going to take any of this. I already have a couple of uproots, so I feel good about that. And in the spirit of expediency, I'm going to buy this bow, by the way, for more XP. We'll rejoin the run once I've hit level 4. Okay, we just hit level 4. I'm actually going to hold them all because we want to fail this jump with a 4 or 5 or 6 because it gets us an extra corruptor fight, which is more score and just more XP in general. So I'm going to hold all these for now. And we are going to take this fight against the champion monster, Colin, with an exotic equipment shop. And you've seen the level 3 game plan, so I'm going to skip to the pop-off turn. And it's the final turn. There you go, popping off with Amelia against Noxious Parasites. And the reason I'm showing this is because we got a shop. And the shop was pretty good. I'm not going to take any of the cards. We don't need another Icicle Barrage, I don't think. But the shop, we can strictly upgrade our Quill with their corrupted fountain pen, which is unbelievable. So we're definitely going to take that. I'm going to fight this rift with a nice character interaction here. I'll see you inside the cave. Okay, here we are against the Spider Queen, Tula. And for now, I have still held most of the level 3s. Just hadn't needed to level up. Evelyn's level up is extremely strong. Amelia, not so much. Not planning to play Rift Force. So holding Spell Echo for now. A couple of other things to note. We took a Boots of Swiftness on Evelyn and Dimensional Crystal from the Rift on Navalea, so we can double up on Blizzard. We'll look at the top, and we're going quite fast, you can see. So actually don't need any of the Chance of Initiative. We'll draw. We'll pull up the trace, try and find a setup to put in the discard pile. Don't need this Wild Hunt. And we'll draw. Put back Adrenaline. We'll pull out another Uproot just to get some more vulnerable, and then we can do this. We will take. I do like bluff, and so we'll do it like. Actually, we'll do it like this. Yeah, this works. Then we'll take a look at Evelyn's deck, and we don't need this, don't need that. And we'll keep the shifting scroll. This looks good. Pass turn to Nav. We'll dig a book out, shifting scroll, and we'll cast that immediately to get Blizzard into the discard pile. We cannot play Rain first. we really have to play Blizzard first to proc Dimensional Crystal. We'll do one of these over here. Do one of these. There we go. Now we can play Rain and Blizzard again. Good damage so far. Passing to Eve. Great multiplier. We'll get a Blizzard, stick into the discard pile. Such a good combo. We'll start drawing with our fountain pen. And Carrot. Stick some chill. Pull out this Blizzard. And it's probably worth doing another Blizzard. We'll pass the turn to Amelia. And Amelia can finish her off. She's not really getting to play much. We're very strong. Oh, if I didn't mention already, I do like the card Cold Snap. So I will take as many as we're given. And I'll take this Mana Gem. I like energy too. We'll hold these still. We'll level up before the Hydra, but holding them for now. Handbook's interesting, but I do like Venom Fang on Andrin, especially because we have Wolfie. So what I'm going to do is we're applying so much chill that I'm not sure that Rift Shards is worth it anymore. I think actually having more Energize on Amelia might be better than chill because we're going to get so close to 200 or to 200 very, very quickly. And then we'll take Venom Fang on Andrin. And I'll see you in the Hydra fight. We dispatch these guys very easily, get a free upgrade. Here we are against the Hydras, and we deliberately buff them with Insulate just to see if we can get through the resistances here. A couple of things. So we picked up this Ballad of Evasion on Andrin, which we can actually play on turn 1 because of stanza 2 from Chant of Initiative. So in the late game, if we need some more Inspire, we can get that from Ballad of Evasion. I'm not really planning to use the Evasion itself, but it is a good source of Inspire. Secondly, on Amelia, we took this Recurring Nightmare, which would be great against the final bosses. We're going to convert that to Cold with Enchant Weapons from Evelyn. So pick this up now, not planning to use it against the Hydra, but will against the final bosses. And then on Navalea, we found another bluff. Love me a bluff. We'll change it to 0 cost. It's a free cantrip, which procs Duality. And so in the late game, we will be playing a Bluff, Helping Hand, Enrage to proc our Duality on Navalea. So we will start with a Trace. Going to get rid of this Ballad and the Uproot as well. We've already had our Wolfie proc. We have another Uproot in hand, so we can just draw a couple of times, scavenge back out the Trace. Looking for a setup. We don't need both Chants of Initiatives, so just going to keep one. We just need Navalea to get ahead of the Hydra speed. We won't need the energy from this Adrenaline. We will speed up Navalea, and we will Expert Tracker her. Not going to need this Scroll of Speed, I don't think. We should have enough speed control with our Chill these days, and we also do not need these two. We actually actively want Blizzard in the discard pile, so we can get rid of this combo. Perfect. Speaking of putting Blizzard in the discard pile, I'm going to do exactly that on Nav. Such a good combo. We'll Cold Snap it out immediately to start getting our procs onto our discounts. We need to be careful not to... we don't want to rain before we Blizzard, because we want to proc our Dimensional Crystal. We would like to apply all of our Freezing Ink though. And then we'll Blizzard, copy it, then we can rain. Then we'll finish off with the Blizzard. And look, they're already slower than Amelia. Crazy, crazy. Now down to 3 before Amelia goes. Just insane slow. We'll dig some books out the deck and start chaining through the deck with the Fountain Pen that we got corrupted, which is great. Transfer some of this, and we will be looking for a Shifting Scroll, putting Shatter into the bin as well. Cold Spark, Rain, Spell Echo. I think we do this on ourselves just to get as much chill on them as possible, and we are going to double up on our Blizzard because of Spell Echo. Absolutely crazy value. Look at that. Oh my god. We're going to Shatter, and we'll Transmission over to Amelia, who can finish them off through the Insulate. It's absolutely bonkers damage. I think we're Evil Cold and do one of these, another one of these. Yeah. Lovely stuff. Evelyn really taking the spotlight off of Amelia here. Don't want any of these two. Definitely want an equivalent exchange. I'm always looking for this on Navalea because we'll have a lot of energy to sink into this, so we can pass that energy on to our other characters. And speaking of energy, love me a mana gem. We'll take a second one of those on Evelyn. You can see we're still not level 4 with Amelia. I'm not going to play Rift Force. It transforms. There's actually a nerf on what we're doing, so I'm not going to play it. Similarly, I don't like either of these on Andrin either. So with that in mind, that is Act 3. For the items here, we, as much as I like Neverfrost, we are short on Wet, I think. So because we're playing Blizzard so many times, I think Storm Tiara is actually better because we're going to be short on Wet. We won't take anything, and I guess we'll take this War Drum just in case we draw Ballad of Evasion in the opening hand on Andrin. With that in mind, I will see you shortly in Act 4. Alright, so we're about to head out of Act 4 town, and I must say I've been a little bit greedy. You can see I'm leaving with a lot of shards and an exceptionally large pile of gold. Didn't buy anything in the shop, nothing that good here. And I could and maybe should have bought Rifty on Amelia. I think I was feeling a little bit too comfortable. Should have brought Rifty on Amelia, but I was going for the slimes. So it's like, why would I spend the money if I'm going to put a slime in there anyway? That was the thinking at the time. Maybe a little bit greedy in the face of something like a Thorns Proliferation. In terms of the character decks, we have beautiful deck on Evelyn. I'm being a little bit greedy as well by not upgrading Cold Snap, looking for a free upgrade. Well, I always like to have at least one card open for a free upgrade instead of sinking the shards into it, and in this case it's Cold Snap. We have our 3 Cold Snaps, 2 mana gems. I think you've seen the rest of the deck, you know the drill. Navalea, we changed those bluffs to 0 cost. We have our upgraded Blizzard. We're looking to upgrade this battle plan. I bought this. It is a book, so it procs Freezing Ink. Don't forget, we're going to probably get rid of these Scrolls of Speed in the final bosses, so I'm looking for a book to proc Freezing Ink with, and battle plan seemed like a good candidate. I bought another equivalent exchange because I would like to give one to Evelyn, one to Amelia. And I like Enrage to proc. It's obviously net accretive in energy, and it also procs duality. So that's Navalea's deck. As far as Amelia's concerned, pretty similar story. We have our Recurring Nightmare, we have our double Shatter. I did buy this one invisibility because Shatter's going to scale. The base damage scales very well. So when you have base damage, you apply a multiplier to that in the form of Stealth. Does a lot of damage for 1 energy on Shatter. And Andrin, his deck is basically the same. We have our Ballad of Evasion. Corrupted Chant of Initiative. I did take one of the Chants of Initiative out because we don't need 2, just to thin the deck a little bit. So I am leaving like this. It is a little bit greedy, and you'll see here I'm somewhat punished for the greed. I think if I was really thinking about Thorn Proliferation, I should have left with a Blizzard in Amelia's deck, because we're going to have to take some damage now on Evelyn, because we need to prime the enemies with Blizzard for Amelia to pay off the Shatter. So I am going to take some damage here. Could have maybe done this a little differently. Let's see how we do. Luckily, the enemies are not too cold resistant, so hopefully we don't struggle too much here. These aren't great, so I'm going to have to draw. I'm going to have to use this trace to find a setup. I'll pull it out. And we do really have to find the tech on Amelia, so put this uproot back, find the trace again. Going to aggressively trace Amelia, so we have to find our Thorns Proliferation tech. Going to trace her again, get rid of these 2, keep Gold Snap and Regal Gold. We'll track a nav, and we do want to proc Freezing Ink, and I think I can do that with these cards. Should be able to get all of our procs off, and then at the end of Andrin's turn, we'll purge as much Thorns as possible, passing to nav. We will start procking Freezing Ink. We'll give an energy to Evelyn. We'll put a Shifting Scroll to put Blizzard in the discard pile. We're not going to play it. I don't want to take the damage on nav. We'll proc it again. We'll give an Inspire to each, and equivalent exchange to each. The value of this is incredible. Look at this. 3 energy, 4 energy over to Evelyn, and 5 to Amelia. Amazing value. No damage on nav, and look how quickly the Thorns accumulates in Act 4. This is bonkers. I am going to Blizzard. I'm going to take damage, and we're going to pray that we don't run into another Thorns Proliferation. We do want to proc Fountain Pen, so I'm going to play these Scrolls of Intellects to dig a little bit and to give the Inspire to Amelia. And we find Enchant Weapons, which is going to be good damage, so I'm going to put that on Amelia. And I think we just straight up pass the turn so that we don't incur more damage. Punished for not playing Rifty up until the Slimes. I'm going to take some damage, and Ice Barrier is still in the deck. So I'm going to start with Regal Cold. We'll throw an Ice Lance in this guy's direction because he's the least amount of Thorns. Here now is more. So I'm going to Icicle Barrage like this. We'll do another one here because it's the least. They're now tied, so I'm going to do one on the Vanguard instead, and another one on the Vanguard. And now I can Ice Barrier. We can we get 180 block, which is absolutely bonkers. And we will Cold Snap back our Shatter and Eldritch Discharge. We'll heal Evelyn just a little bit, up to 36 with the meat. And then I think if we Shatter Yeah, okay, we're in good shape. This is working well on Amelia. I think in hindsight, maybe you could have done similar tech on Evelyn. We're putting ourselves at risk. If we run into another Thorns proliferation, it's going to be very, very tough. So hindsight is 2020. Lesson learned for next time. Don't think we need this mana gem. Actually don't think we need this one. We already have a good game plan on Amelia, so not going to take it. Okay, here we have a straight upgrade from Cold Book, which we've carried a long time through the run. Gonna upgrade this here. And in the interest of time, I am actually going to skip ahead. We do take the slimes up here. We'll hit level 5, and we will reconvene at the Twins. Okay, here we are against the Twins. And we have been passively healing Evelyn up over time through a combination of Butcher Block, giving her all the meat, and mixed salad, healthy diet. And you can see that she's back up to 77. We also took the heal coming into this, so we're passively healing her up over time. We did not run into another Thorns proliferation, thank God. So we're somewhat healthy coming into the Twins. Not that it's going to make a difference, I don't think. Get rid of all these. We'll scavenge back the setup. Evelyn's deck is absolutely amazing. She can draw through the entire deck, as you'll see in a second. And honestly, Amelia is kind of playing second fiddle to Evelyn in the latter half of the run. I'm going to trace Navalea. I'm just going to get rid of all this. We don't need the speed because they're already very slow. We'll get back into the trace and we'll stick it on Amelia, I think. Something like this works. We'll pass the turn. We can't quite get through Nav's deck yet, so we had to mill her a little bit with Trace. We will be able to shortly, but not quite at the moment. So hand over some energy. We'll draw. Put these back. We'll get back the Blizzard. We got rid of our Rain, as you can see. And we will Blizzard. Rock our Dimensional Crystal. Blizzard again. Give an Inspire to each of the characters. Gonna give Evelyn a lot of energy. And what do we draw into? Nothing good. Okay, you'll see Evelyn, we're going to chain through her entire deck. We'll start with the Bookworm, the Scroll of Intellect out. We'll Shifting Scroll, or Shatter out. Discard Blizzard. Shifting a Cold Spark out. Discard Shatter. And you can see, so we'll do this here. We've got a draw. We have another draw. And the very last card is Scroll of Intellect, so we would have just been able to get through the entire deck. I'm actually going to Frost Weapons myself. Spell like a Cold Snap back Blizzard, as you probably would have guessed, and we'll duplicate it. Look at the wet. Storm Tiara chipping in with the wet. We'll get back Blizzard again. This is so crazy. And then we could do a Blizzard again. I think Shatter's going to be a lot of damage here. Yes. Speaking of which, we'll pass the turn with 50 wet and nearly full chill. And I think a Shatter's just going to do it. Evelyn really cruising. We're not going to take any of this. Don't need the Corrupted Necro. Not interested in that. We'll take our chance and keep moving forward. Similarly, don't need any of this. I'm very happy with what we have. All right, we'll ascend. And again, in the interest of time, I'll pick things back up at this campsite as we head into the final bosses. And here we are headed into the final bosses, and some sage wisdom in the tooltip here. Always watch out for thorns. I totally agree. We maybe could have done a little bit of a better job, especially on Evelyn, but we managed to get through it. And we have a lean 15 on everyone, including the Dark Miasma. On Andrin, we're still speculating on this Ballad of Evasion with the stanza 2 from Chant of Initiative. If we are able to get this off, it's good procs on Wild Hunt. We'll see how that goes. On Amelia, we changed our cold snaps to blue because we also changed shatter to blue. So we're just going to be digging these out, trying to gun down Handshook and Archon on turn 1 with shatter and cold snap combo. And we have a second recurring nightmare. The intention is to change this to cold with enchant weapons. And it's a lot of single target damage recurring nightmare. Probably one of the best outside of Carnage single target damaging cards in the game. Navalea's deck is much more streamlined. We upgraded the battle plan. We have a lean 15. We're able to draw through the entire deck. Obviously, the plan is to play Blizzard, duplicate it with Dimensional Crystal, and at the end, we'll be dishing out an equivalent exchange both to Evelyn and Amelia with the excess energy that we have after proccing Freezing Ink a couple of times with our books. We don't need the Scrolls of Speed anymore because against the final bosses, we'll be slowing them down plenty with our Chill. And so I took the Scrolls of Speeds out. We still have a couple of books in the form of Scroll of Intellect, Shifting Scroll, and Battle Plan to proc Freezing Ink. On Evelyn, her deck is absolutely amazing. Wait till you see the play pattern. We're going to spend all the energy. We can chain through the entire deck. We change this Cold Snap to a yellow, and it's going to be absolutely amazing. So with that in mind, let's jump in and fun fact, Evelyn has done more damage than Amelia. My intention was to do an Amelia kind of carry being supported by these two for Amelia to pop off, but as you can see, Evelyn has done 50% more damage than Amelia. So I'm going to give this to her and we'll see how we go against the final bosses. Okay, against these final bosses where we really suffer from the lack of scaling from base damage and multipliers. So flat damage is just not very good against these guys. But we're going to do our best to get them down with what we have. I'm actually going to get rid of this vigilance off the top here. You'll see why in a second. We'll draw into a wild hunt, start proccing it. And for once, we are actually going to get off our Ballad of Evasion. So you'll see in a second, we're going to get Inspire on the team. We are prepped to not have, we're not playing around this, we don't have to get it. We are prepped to not get the Inspire from this, but it's pretty cool that we managed to get it off. I'm going to put this on Navalea, put the Blizzard on the bottom, and I'll put an Expert Tracker on Amelia, and we're going to put Shatter, Invisibility into the discard pile. Pass to Nav. Nav's going to go through the entire deck, which is great. We'll draw, we'll draw, we'll draw, we'll draw. And then we can draw 3 with Battle Plan. Put these helping hands back. See, we are prepared. We also have Fountain Pen on Evelyn, in case we don't do the Ballad of Evasion. We'll proc Freezing Ink. We'll get back Blizzard. We will put all the Inspire on Amelia. Unbelievable turns from Navalea. Send some energy Evelyn's way and some energy Amelia's way. That's just incredible. From the duality proc. Sorry, Wilbur. Navalea's the Bantry Mage now. Get Blizzard out, stick it in the discard pile. Unfortunately, Evelyn's deck is configured so badly. We needed a Scroll of Intellect somewhere in the deck. They're both on top of the deck, so this Bookworm is not drawing us a card. So we're going to be 1 card short, which is very unfortunate. You'll see why in a second. We're just 1 card short because both Scroll of Intellects were on the very top of the deck, which is a real shame. We'll do Frost Weapons on, well actually we'll pull Cold Snap back first, and we'll Spell Echo ourselves as usual, just to duplicate Blizzard, get a lot of status on the boss. I think that's the right call, is to Spell Echo ourselves. We'll Cold Spark, we'll Frost Weapons Amelia's way, and for the Archon fight, I'll show you how Evelyn's turn's supposed to go. We sadly did not go to Cold Snaps. Bad RNG, I think we'll be okay. We definitely want to be using our dual damage spells while Frost Weapons are up. So I'm just going to start by just launching a Recurring Nightmare at him. I did want to play Invisibility, but I'm actually not sure how much damage this is. Just like I said, we don't really have much scaling. I'll do 1 mana gem, which is going to help proc the time loop. It's going to go back into the deck, and I'm once again just going to go full recurring nightmare. Launch all of those at him. Use these frost weapon perks up. We'll do another mana gem because we procced our time loop, so you can see that mana gem shuffled into the deck. It's going to give us more energy, which is pretty cool. And then we'll finish off with Regal Cold, and we will cold snap back our shatters. We'll do a discharge just before this expires. Same with Ice Lance. We want to use these procs on our cold spells, and you can see Shatter gets the job done. Okay, for Archon, Evelyn's deck is in great shape. Andrin's, we're not going to do the Ballad of Evasion stuff. It's too close to the top. I really need to dig, so we're actually going to get rid of these 4 start proccing Wild Hunt. And because we don't have an Inspire Chain, we are going to have to ditch this setup and pull back the Expert Tracker for Navalea to kick the Inspire Chain off. Which is fine, we prepped for that. We weren't planning on Ballad of Evasion. We're not like completely relying on it. So Blizzard's on top, stick it in the bin, uproot, and we'll slam this Trace on Amelia. And like I said, we're not forced to play Ballad of Evasion. We still have more than enough Inspire as it is. So we should be A-okay with all our helping hands. We'll keep drawing here. I think we have a Dark Miasma, so I can battle plan now. Yeah. Put the helping hands back. We'll proc Pen. And we'll get our discounts. I do have to give an Inspire to Evelyn, like I mentioned. And between Fountain Pen and Premium Meat, Amelia is going to draw 10 cards. Absolutely amazing stuff from Navalea. I think I share. I think they're very strong, the dual class heroes. Incredibly strong. Especially the duality procs. Okay, Evelyn's deck is in very good shape, so we're going to pull the book out the deck. We'll Shifting Scroll, Shatter, discard Shatter. We'll Shifting Scroll the Cold Spark, discard Blizzard. Everything is running like clockwork now. Draw through the entire deck. And then we'll Cold Snap these back. And then while the hand is big, I'm going to Cold Spark now, just for a bit more chill. We'll Spell Echo, and we'll Blizzard. We can Mana Gem our energy back up, and we will Blizzard again. We are going to Blizzard again for a 3rd time. And then we're going to Blizzard again, for good measure, a 4th time in one turn. It's absolutely crazy, crazy stuff. Alright, we'll give the enchant weapons to Amelia. And just like before, we're going to Regal Cold and then just max out Recurring Nightmare for as much damage as possible. Nice drawing into Dark Miasma. And now I am going to draw with Meat because before I proc Spell Sword, I would like to play a Mana Gem and a Cold Snap so that I can play around Spell Sword. So now we're going to slam another Recurring Nightmare. You'll see we shuffle those cards, the exiled cards in the deck, ahead of another Mana Gem. It's a pretty cool way of playing around Spell Sword. That's why I didn't need a second one necessarily. And then we can draw the Cold Snap. So a nice little passage of play around Time Loop. Sorry, not Spell Sword, but Time Loop. They shuffle the cards into your deck when you hit reach 5. It's pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool anyway. We are going to proc. We don't want to have these frost weapons expire before we convert this damage, so I am actually going to do the discharge now, even though it gets rid of our Spell Sword, because it converts the damage. And then, hey, we'll go and shatter as many times as we possibly can and see if we can get the job done. Shatter, shatter, and it is close. We have no multipliers, we have no bless. It's flat damage, so we just get through, sneak through. so there you have it. Triple mage, and it's a pretty big contrast, especially in the final bosses, to my typical strategy. Like I said, I do not think this is optimal. I much prefer playing with 2 supports and around divine power with base damage and multipliers. You can see we only just shaded out the final 2 bosses. Very much the epitome of glass cannon. I did really enjoy playing with Evelyn. She is clearly the star of the show, and if you look at the combat stats, she actually just out-damages Amelia. It's about neck and neck at 38,000 damage. Navalea pitching in with her 10,000, and even Andrin with 75 of his own. We took only 164 damage all run. Most of that was thorns, a little bit of poison from the spider cave. And look, we blocked like 434 damage from thorns because of our tech on Amelia. I do really enjoy playing Amelia. I think she's really, really strong. But I would not advocate doing the triple mage strategy if I was running M16. Look, so I hope you enjoyed this thought experiment. Thanks for watching the video. Take care and good luck on your Across the Obelisk runs.